My name is Ikalone. While growing up, I was a very, very timid and shy girl. I can remember growing up where I never used to have a friend. I was so lonely and I really craved for friendship. I didn't know how to. I can remember one time my mom told me when I talk, nobody heard me because I used to be a very bad stammerer. And there was a time I was talking and we were just having a family chat. And my mom said, "Why are you talking as if you have hot yam in your mouth?" And from that day, I just stopped talking because I felt that I would say something so excitedly, but nobody got to understand what I was saying. Then in secondary school, I was just an ordinary student, very average, very there. And my mom told me, "Look at your grades, all C's, that the way you're going, you won't go far." And those words really got to me because I really was studying very hard. But I was never doing well in school. Until my final year in secondary school, I decided to pay attention to my studies. I didn't go for midterm. I was somewhere in Benin, Edo State in Nigeria, and I didn't have the opportunity to go for the midterm break. So I stayed behind to study. And while I was studying, I decided to give it my best. And I was surprised that that particular project I was doing, I got the highest. And the only thing I did was to put some extra effort and I made sure I wrote it out very neatly. And that was a turning point in my life. I couldn't believe something good could come out of me. Because when the results came out, the best in my class then, Chika is her name, asked to know who beat her for the very first time. And I was so timid and I showed her my results. And I realized that everything I took out time to do, she also did it, but I wrote much more. So that gave me an idea that the secret of those that actually succeed was because they did something extra, because that time I decided to do something really extra. That led me to have confidence to go to the university. While I was in the university, I was still a very quiet and timid girl. But I decided to make friends, to open up myself to receive people. And I went into my class election. And many people came out and told me, "Why are you going for the election? You're so quiet. Who knows you?" I was very angry, but I now told the person that, "Who told you that it's only timid people or quiet people or noisy people that could go for competition?" And surprisingly, I went for the manifesto and I won. And all those times gave me the reawakening of my personal talents that I never knew I had within me. While I was the head of my department, whenever I spoke, people would tell me that you have a very lovely voice. They even tell me that you speak like a broadcaster. I couldn't believe that it was the same me who used to stutter a lot, that they were saying all this too. Fast forward to my grown-up days, I had worked in the bank for like upward of 14 years. And the last year, that was 2015, I was very miserable. I had a good salary, I was married, I had children, but I felt very depressed. It was as if the cloth I was wearing, my body was not me. I wanted to burst out of myself. I didn't know what was wrong. And that year's December, I was so low in spirit that when I'm driving, I'll be hearing a voice tell me, "Why don't you drive off the road? Why don't you just kill yourself?" I was so depressed. Until I heard on radio somebody talking about there's hope, there's an opportunity for you. And I went to seek for that person. I took the number down and I told this guy that I needed help. I don't know why I'm just miserable. And I went to an emotional intelligence session with the person to discover myself. That's where I realized that I had a voice. And that even though I could not speak confidently, but there are many platforms where that voice could be found. And you won't believe it, I resigned from my bank work and started this journey of discovering myself. And when I was discovering myself, I realized that my voice was my power. I needed to nurture this voice. And throughout that journey, I started speaking and encouraging people. And while I was encouraging people, I found that my fulfillment came from that aspect. But another thing happened again. I didn't have the money. But I realized that anytime I go to any occasion to speak, somebody will tell me how what I have spoken has encouraged them. And I took solace in that fact that, wow, that I have something to offer. And right now, I am speaking for living, and I am also impacting lives.